All right, guys. Well, today I'm just going to show you a quick video on yield farming that we've put together. This is a strategy that we've deployed over the past week or so, and it's a really typical strategy that you'll be implementing quite a lot in your DeFi portfolio. So basically, this is definitely a higher risk strategy. It's not something that you would jump straight into. You want to set up the majority of your portfolio before you do this. Things like staking assets in Try Crypto, staking, maybe native tokens on their native chain. And this, once you kind of have built up your portfolio and you're earning yields and you're looking for more speculative plays, this is an example of one of them. So we scoped out this project, EVMOS, not too long ago. They basically released that they were having an incentive program run to attract liquidity to their platform. And that incentive program was going to be run on this platform called Diffusion. And as you can see, if we go into this pool area here, I'll open it up in a second, there's a whole heap of different liquidity pairs that they're offering incentives for. And we're basically mining those incentives and increasing our position on EVMOS, as well as cashing out into US Tether is essentially what we're doing. Just quickly, we'll go and have a look at what some of those farms look like. So there's a whole range of them. They've obviously got EVMOS and Cosmos as a pair. This whole EVMOS project is a project that was set up to bridge between the Cosmos network and the Ethereum network. So yeah, you've got Diffusion LP, which is Diffusion and EVMOS. That's this platform and the EVMOS token, so liquidity pool there. There's a whole heap of pools, and as you can see, there's different incentive rewards being offered for staking Diff and EVMOS in that pool per week. So they're offering 44,000 Diff and 7,778 EVMOS, which would get you an APR currently at 347%. Now that's based on there being $261,000 locked in that pair. If you go and put $100,000 in, then you're gonna, push this APR down quite a bit, down to probably like 250% or so. Okay. There's a whole heap of pools, and you can kind of track where the liquidity is going, and you can chase the highest returns if you want to, but you may expose yourself to assets that you don't want to expose yourself to. For me, I chose to go into let's go back to this one, into the EVMOS and USDT. Now the G there is just basically saying that it's a gravity. It was bridged from the Ethereum network through the gravity bridge, and so it's a GUSDT. It's a variation of US Tether bridged through gravity. Yeah, so basically paired up EVMOS with GUSDT. In the pool I'm in, there's a total of $371,000. I am contributing $22,000, so I started with $10,000 of GUST and $10,000 of EVMOS. Now, we obviously knew that this incentive program was going to attract a lot of people to this staking, and therefore people were going to have to buy EVMOS. We purchased our EVMOS at about $1.40 or so. It's had a massive run over the past couple of days, as the only way that you can get these yields, or one of the only ways that you can get these yields, is by buying EVMOS's token, so you can actually stake it with GUSDT. So it's had a nice run. And basically, we started with around 5,600 EVMOS in the pool, and I believe we had 10,000 GUSDT in the pool. And since then, what's been happening is EVMOS's price has pumped up, and therefore it's automatically selling our EVMOS into GUSDT to balance out the pool. But as you can see, our total valuation has gone up by around 22.8%. So obviously it started with 20,000, we're now at 22,000. Okay. So sorry, it was about 10%, not 20%. 10% has gone up by around about, or 12% around that. Yeah, so that's just a classic DeFi play. Obviously, by staking that LP token, we're earning the Diff token as well as the EVMOS. And so basically what I'll do is daily I'll come in here, I'll claim the token, and then it'll give me WEVMOS, which is a wrapped version of EVMOS. I'll just sell that all into the GUSDT, and then I'll use half of that. I'll sell the wrapped EVMOS all into GUSDT, and then I'll buy 50% of that, whatever I got in GUSDT, with the standard EVMOS token, and then I'll restake it. So once I've done that, I'm basically compounding my returns. I'm getting a little bit more LP token, and then I'll restake that in here and earning compound returns. I'm also getting the diff token, so I'm getting a nice chunk of diff. You can see in here this morning, I did this last night, but this morning I've got 560 diff tokens, and I go into the staking section on the website here, and I'm actually staking those diff tokens to earn XDiff. And at the moment, diff is also pumping, again, because of this incentive program that's running. We look at the kind of the 7-day or 14-day chart. Diff is up quite a bit as well. It's at about 2.5 cents. Whereas when I got in, I never actually bought. I've just been earning it from staking. It was about 1.8 of a cent. So basically, yeah, that's the play, guys. It's a higher risk strategy. It's at the bottom end of your portfolio, but this is something that once you set up your top end of your portfolio and everything's trickling down, you're building those Lego blocks, that you will be scoping out smaller projects like this to chuck some liquidity that you've earned from just your other strategies. Really, it's like funny money. You know what I mean? You're just kind of putting it in these higher risk plays. Some will work, some won't. You shouldn't be putting any amount of funds in here that's life-changing money for you. Really, it's from yields that you've earned elsewhere that you're chucking in these types of projects. Once this incentive program runs down, or once that APR drops to maybe like 150%, I'm going to consider, okay, this is probably not worth the risk that I'm taking on and exposing myself to this EVMOS token. And at that point, I'll probably pull everything out. Hopefully we've made a nice chunk of profit. I'll put the $20,000 that I initially invested back into my kind of treasury or into my holding account, and the profit that I got, I might go and put on another high risk play somewhere else. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden you got all these high risk plays that you've really just made with funny money from other projects, and you're kind of shifting that liquidity around, and that's the main part of DeFi. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a lot more that you need to understand before you can really execute trades like this. You really need to understand bridging. You need to understand how to manage your tokens, how to mitigate risk, how to understand impairment loss. There's a whole thing, and we've got a course on that. So make sure that you do the course. There's going to be a lot of people that just try to skip that step, and they're going to have mistakes, and you're just going to end up losing money. There's a lot to DeFi that you need to understand, and if you do it right, you can really be setting yourself up for success. So that course will be coming out very soon, or it may be out by the time you're watching this video. Just put this one together to just show you one of many strategies that we're executing in the DeFi world. All right, take care, guys. Cheers.